Okay, hello everybody, wherever you are. It's just past 10 p.m. here in Malaysia. A big thanks to Christian for these great sharing sessions. I believe it's the 10th series now. I'm Palsan from University Malaysia Kelantan, Jeli Campus, Kelantan, Malaysia. Now, today, allow me to share some insight from our recently concluded extended biochar-based community project supported by the Ministry of Finance. We'll explore the lessons we've learned, the progress we've made, and the challenges we faced and are facing now. Still, the journey continues. To reflect on how it all started, well, it began with a very basic capacity building initiative through UMKMOF's Social Enterprise 1.0 program. The emphasis was towards knowledge and skills transfer, utilizing agro waste and turning into added value biochar derived products as means for creating new income opportunities. The focus was and still is on the poor and B40, the bottom 40% of income earners based on their mean household income. In UMKMOF 2.0, the extended project planned to zoom into socio-economic empowerment, being inclusive, improving the process and products, eventually orienting towards social and solidarity economy. Now, as we exit from these projects, we certainly hope that the efforts can be sustained and from capacity building to empowerment, we want to bring it to sustainability. Setting for the tone today, in context, we delve into the challenges of rural folks living below the average poverty line of Ringgit Malaysia 1,196 for Kelantan. And Kelantan has the second highest poverty rate in Malaysia. And Jeli, the locality to where we are, has an incidence of poverty reading of 18.1%. Now, as one of the higher education entities here, this is where the academia's research, development, and innovation are brought to the people through knowledge, skills transfer program, and capacity building. The challenge is to identify the practical, tangible skill set to be conveyed effectively that can be of interest, beneficial, meaningful, have social sense and impact, can be developed further, and importantly, self-sustaining in the long run. I would begin by saying this. Imagine a sustainable solution that not only enriches the soil, preserves the environment, but also empowers communities. Well, biochar it is the product chosen in adopting our social enterprise initiative. Well, why biochar? We all know biochar is such an amazing material, a nature and human hybrid produce. The setting up of the community cooperative later on, we hope will be the vehicle to drive and promote SSE practice towards socio-economic empowerment and
Vincent,
environmental.
keep the microphone next to your mouth.
Okay. Uh, Locality-wise, we are here in Jeli, about a 2-hour drive from the nearest airport in Kota Baru. The community site in Kampung Bukit Selah is within a 30-minute drive from the uni. Localizing efforts ensures that the benefits of the project directly impact the community, fostering a sense of ownership and sustainability. The project here resonates social enterprise, sustainable development goals, and social and solidarity economy pillars as a whole, where our first objective is to sustainably increase the production capacity of biochar derived products. The second objective is to enhance the image of biochar enriched crop planting media through better branding and packaging, meeting certification requirements for effective marketing. And finally, we aim to provide starting points for these folks for work and business opportunities, enabling them to generate new income. The project success is expected to signify impact on the local community by providing sustainable livelihood opportunities, reducing and managing poverty, enhancing environmental sustainability, fostering inclusive development, and driving SSE in the constituency. Now, the project scope is where we put biochar, the product, as the main actor. Biochar here becomes the transformative element, symbolizing not just a product, but a pathway to socio-economic empowerment and environmental sustainability, followed by the adoption of a social enterprise business model and to kickstart the community empowerment. And the convergence of this, we believe, will then uphold and drive social and solidarity economy, empowering the community in the long run. Hence, this became the framework of this project. This will be the example of agro waste, available, sourced, and collected, which would otherwise been just dumped and burnt openly. In brief, our holistic and dynamic strategy encapsulates commitment to community engagement, participant identification, knowledge and skills transfer, initiating a community cooperative, practice continuous process and product development, improvement towards quality attainment, and run production of value-added biochar product and agri-input products as well. Now, we have 5 participants this time around, including 3 females and 2 males, aged between 37 and 60 years. Their educational backgrounds range from standard 6, it's about year 12 in school, to SPM. And most of them are rubber tappers. We have one housewife, and their earning will be around 100 to 150 ringgit per week. Yeah. And the knowledge and skills transfer sessions, as we put here, you can see what we have carried out. This is where they are introduced to agro waste conversion, machinery operation, and how to initiate product development. They have no prior exposure to biochar or any of the business acumen, business skills, even developing new products, initiating new products or whatsoever. So these sessions were very important as we want to engage them to get to them to know the whole objective and what is in for them in the long run. Here we can see the knowledge and skills training session that was continuously done over the period of the project. And there you can see the proud moment attaining quality management system certification after fulfilling training and production quality requirement. And here is where the participants engage in their routine activities at the workshop, including producing biochar planting media, as well as now we have cocoa peat and cocoa fiber products as the agri-input products as well. And here also we can see one of the project monitoring visit by the Ministry of Finance officers and UMK representatives. These visits will help ensure that we are on track and meeting our objectives. This would be the evolution of the products, if you guys still remember, from 1.0 to 2.0, from clear packaging to where we now have a full packaging. And here we can see some of the plants that have been tested and applied with the planting media. And one of the significant achievements based on our objectives is to look into the outcome where we have the increase in production capacity from 1,200 bags per month to at least 2,500 biochar media bags per month. And they have been provided with 10,000 bags to be filled with media and ready for sale. Additional capacity had also been developed for coconut husk. If you guys remember, coconut shell is for the biochar, whereas the coconut husk processing capacity reaches 100 kilogram of raw coir per hour with simultaneous production of cocoa peat 50 kilo and fiber another 50 kilo. Cocoa peat and cocoa fiber are among the formulated ingredients in the planting media. Previously, this had to be sought and bought from other parties, but now with in-house sourcing and cost of goods to sell have been reduced, thus increasing the product margin. In terms of financial impact, if you can see, from January 2023 to March 2024, the participants have seen a significant increase in their income, with monthly additional earnings rising up to 500 ringgit. This increase translates to a 5 to 10% rise in 2023, eventually going up to further 10 to 15% in 2024. And when we look back, the journey began with UMK MOF 1.0 fund, focusing on basic capacity building, then expanded with the 2.0 fund, which emphasized to a more inclusive and empowering approach. Initially, we had 10 male participants from the B40 category, and I'm happy to say that one graduated to become the cooperative director now. And in phase two, we included females and males from poor communities. We tend to focus on the knowledge, skills, and attitudes as well, comprising of trainings, meeting sessions, so that participants are well equipped for their roles. And here we can see from a shack to a community workshop and a melting ground. And in both phases, from the government fund, we have provided essential tools and supplies needed for production. In terms of product development, we have worked towards continuous quality improvement and market appeal of biochar-based planting media and agri-input products, and the need to create market demand. All in all, this offered a cleaner, practical, low-cost, replicable, sustainable, even profitable solution to the problem, while addressing open dumping and burning of agro waste. Empowerment and governance by the community through community cooperative is seen now. This is where SSE is brought up, where the entities are owned, controlled, and benefit the people who use the business instead of outside investors. And the cooperatives are bound with audit by the authorities, so the transparency is there. Assurance of product quality is achieved with ISO certification. Trademark been registered under Intellectual Property Fund for branding, and the product has passed CRM product testing, validating the effectiveness of the planting media product based on International OECD Standard Test 208, covering terrestrial plant tests for seedling emergence and seedling growth. So the impact includes sustainable income and the creation of new economic chain for the community, which we hope will sustain and will carry on for a longer time. And we believe that we have empowered the community to a certain extent and level to establish strong governance for SSE, ensuring quality, branding, and validation of the products. Interestingly, back home, the National Biomass Action Plan 2023-2030 was just recently launched last December by the Ministry of Plantation and Commodities, covering agro waste. It also focuses on sustainability and inclusiveness as one of their policy thrusts, apart from productivity, value creation, and market development. As ownership and autonomy is with the community members, the responsibility, the onus is for them to safeguard its progress, continuity, inclusivity, and sustainability. It is vital, though, to ensure continuous engagement and support provided to continue moving forward. Despite this, operational and business growth challenges must be addressed. Among those that we have noticed over time and as we exited last March, there is need to ensure continued momentum and motivation as after the project ends, as we exit. So we are no longer there to monitor them. So it's entirely up to them. How do they bring upon the business? How do they make sure that business moves on, moves forward, and continues? We also notice there is this lack of market penetration support to help them gain traction to the market, and a bit of disadvantage in terms of business skills, marketing and promotion, especially digital and e-commerce. So we are now finding ways, looking into providing digital marketing training for those community members whom are interested. And we also notice there is this transportation logistic issues, because they have no lorry or pickups, and out of district delivery cannot be done for now. So that kind of limits the market potential and the market reach. And as in Malaysia, we have this climate where we have the rainy and monsoon season around November to January, where we can have flooding and road closure. Although it doesn't affect the workshop, but it becomes an island because the surrounding areas are cut off, so leading to limited raw materials and production. And for the time being, we do not have a dryer drum, so we have to make stocks inventory earlier before the rainy season starts. And there is also need for continued product operation and maintenance monitoring and support as well. And for now, they are only being provided with one bagging size, so there is need for 25 kilos bag sacks. So that will need additional funding, which we hope the community through the cooperative can source elsewhere. And if you see here, to date, we have obtained the QMS certification for quality assurance and planting media product effectiveness based upon OECD standard. The project ended in March 24. Options for them is to pursue carbon footprinting, maybe moving to environmental technology verification, then eco-labeling, and probably explore carbon credit feasibility. We hope and we are meeting with the cooperative from time to time so that they can become the strategic partner moving forward to take on the responsibilities on operation and production and become self-sustaining in the long run. In conclusion, our co-benefiting SDG touch points are 1, 2, 8, 12, and 13, and aptly reflects social and solidarity economy stance in terms of social, environmental, the people, as well as prosperity. So we have reviewed the objective and we are happy to report that the production capacity have been increased. The community have their own branding, it's called Biochar. New packaging have been adopted, certification requirements fulfilled and successfully attained. The setting up of community workshop and community cooperative going by the name Jeli Biochar Community Cooperative Limited or Koperasi Community Bioarang Jeli Berhad now becomes the focal point for all community members to come together and opening for various social and economic activity, demonstrate product development, share among themselves, having their own work area, and an avenue for new income generation for them to help themselves and help others themselves. The initiative has led to sustainable income generation, community empowerment, and enhanced product quality, contributing to socio-economic development. The question is what happens next? And this is where we are now. And now the community members are working, trying to bring up the business, expanding the market, and hopefully everything will go well for them. And I think I've come to the last. And with that, I'll thank you all for your undivided interest. I humbly acknowledge the financial support from the Ministry of Finance through UMKMF Social Enterprise Program 2.0.
Thank you very much, Pastor.
Yes.
Very nice update to your project.
And just a moment.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. And though we are 1,000 miles apart, nevertheless, I hope these pictures could bring the narrative closer. So this will be my ending. So these are the community members working in the workshop. This is the product they have prepared. So these are the 5 participants. This will be the knowledge and training session. So this is where we train them to operate the machineries. So this is where formulation done, and there they can also do their own maintenance. So this is the second phase. So this is where they are preparing the shack so they can store the newly acquired coconut husk. And this is where they receive the coconut husk shredder machine, where we can produce cocoa peat and cocoa fiber simultaneously. So the training sessions of utilizing all the equipments in the workshop, night view of the workshop, work process training, where we introduce them to ISO. These are certificates that have been obtained by the workshop and the community cooperative. This is the test run of the coconut shredder machine. So now they also can be selling cocoa peat and cocoa fiber. This was during the ministry's visit. So we have officers from the Ministry of Finance, where we have demonstrated the work at the workshop with all the participants. And this is the final last 6 months, where we have received more tilutes and the compost bin as well, and pH monitoring, and we have a mixer. And this is the old packaging, if you notice. And there's a testing, and that is where we receive the new packaging and new media packaging into new packaging bags. And they have sent to shops. So we try to bring in more community members coming to the workshop to work together. And this is where the product have been brought to the government agencies. This is what happened, road cut off during the rainy season. And this is the visit from the ministry officer. And thank you.
Thank you, Paulson. Yeah, very impressive. So you got a couple of questions. First from Christian. So when did the first project started?
The first project.
Yeah, the first.
Okay, the first MOF 1.0 that was during COVID, during the movement control order time. So that was like 2020 to 2022. So when we ended the capacity building, so we got the chance, the opportunity to be given an extension of the funding for 2.0, where they wanted to see the sustainability of the initiative from capacity building to empower the community, to bring in the poorer people, poorer community, and to improve, because previously there was no proper packaging. It's all like just plastic bags being thrown and just given to the community around. But now we went for branding, proper packaging with certification, which means the product have been tested and verified by the laboratory.
So a good follow-up question on that one. So did you formulate the Biochar products. So you mix different things. How did
Yes,
you
correct.
come up with the
Yeah,
mix?
yeah. So because we don't we have many types of product. We have like just biochar itself. It depends on the market, but we go more for the biochar planting media. So biochar is actually activated, and then we include with the cocoa peat, the cocoa fiber, and we have like the sands, and we have like we put in some special EMs and things like that, so that it can help for seedling growth and plant growth, and that gives an all-in-one uh, product for the consumer, so they don't have to go and find other different components for their potting or for their planting. You can just buy this, and especially housewives, easy to carry.
The follow up on that, Chris was asking, do you have ongoing information concerning the testing of the effectiveness of your growing media? So do you do ongoing trials?
Yeah, actually the community is doing with the local fruit like durian and chilies, all the plantains. So they're doing at the community, and that is how word of mouth to
Okay.
actually when people want to buy, they will come and see. Okay, it's good, it's effective, and that helps. But the only problem is that we are not getting away from the constituency due to logistic problem.
And a question from my side. So you said you produce 2,500 bags per month
Yes,
now. Do you
yes.
know the biochar production volume?
We come again.
Do
Okay,
you,
we collect the agro waste. We can get around 100 tons
100
per
tons
month.
per month?
Per month, we can collect coconut shell and all the
Yeah,
agro
we
waste.
really have to talk about getting you
Yeah,
certified because that would
yeah.
increase
But
your income.
again, as I mentioned to you, we have to collect earlier because when it comes to November, December, January, we all wet and it's kind of hard to get
Yeah.
the raw material.
Okay. And the last question by Marshall before we jump into the second presentation. Do you characterize the biochar? And if so, uh, to which standard? And do you have results?
Okay, we have not gone. That is what I have mentioned in our way forward, where we are looking into carbon footprinting, and then we are going to go into environmental technology verification (ETV). So that is where we are going to try to look into the standards provided by IBC, IBI, or the European Biochar Council. For now, we have not gone into that. We are at the local certification for planting media, where we see whether the media is it toxic or not, and whether the media can enhance seedling growth and plant emergence. So as long it's not toxic, because we do not want that when people use it, plant doesn't grow. Because that is the main thing we want to show to them, that
Yeah,
their
yeah,
plants will
yeah.
grow healthier.